All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. And I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom to the hopeful elect, hearing this word in truth and in sincerity. So just want to do a quick lesson concerning, how our people, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans need true leadership, because Jake, as we can see, in the times that we're in right now, lacks, sincere and true leadership, and this is quite, if I may say, an embarrassment for lack of better words, because when you look at, these other nations, they have leaders, and of course they're not walking according to the Lord, but they have leaders, that govern over them with a serious mindset. Like, for example, Moab, so-called Chinese, right? Their leadership may be somewhat strict or whatever, but at least that their so-called nation or their nation is in order. It's not like Babylon the Great, where you see so-called blacks. Well, Babylon the Great in general, but when you look at the so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, this is pretty much, the face of, Babylon's wickedness, man. All right, when you look at like the Mo agenda, right? Who pushes that more? Jake does, man. There's no order. See, and this is why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai set up prophets. He set up, men that will guide you the right way. But our people don't want to hear it. They rather the Mo lifestyle. They rather, committing adultery. And I was scrolling through my YouTube homepage, to see if I'll find something to do a lesson on, and it was a video that came up, pretty much a nigga, man. It had to be a nigga, and that's why the Lord gonna destroy these niggas. He talks about going, the title says, How I Stole a Simp's Girl, and Smashed or some shit like that, and he put that on the title, and then proceeds to do a video on it, like it's something to be proud of, man. You see, and this is what niggas in Babylon, take highly, But this is Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. Thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. And our people, they are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, mentally, because they lack the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the Lord. They're destroyed, but that's going to lead to their physical destruction, which the Lord is going to send upon them, And on that video that I just mentioned, right, you go in the comment section, niggas are bigging them up. You see, that's an accolade here in Babylon, to take somebody's girl, and to pretty much lay with her. That's an accolade. That's an accomplishment. You see, Jake is the face of all wickedness. All right. Now, let's say if a heathen do it, a Edomite, or it's still, of course, it's adultery is going off regardless of who does it. But if a heathen do it, it's not going to be out there in the broad like our people make it. You see, because Jake popularized everything. Jake makes everything big. You see, they're the face of wickedness, man. All right, and I wouldn't say it surprises me anymore that Jake come against the truth, man. It's something that eventually you get used to. You're gonna have Israelites that are enemies to the Lord, man. All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and 10. I'm gonna start from 8. It says, Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, which is the scriptures, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever, that this is a rebellious people, lying children, that will not hear the law of the Lord. You see, so the Lord has sent forth his prophets, sent forth men, with this message to give you the knowledge, to give you, understanding on, how to heal your, well, now I won't say heal yourself, but how to get healed, mentally. All right? Yahushua said in Matthew the 11th chapter, come unto me, all ye that labor, right? For my yoke is let me get that real quick. Because Yahushua is the healer, man. Matthew 11 and verse 29 is 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. You see? And that's being healed mentally, man. Knowing this truth really gives you rest. Because if you're in Babylon the Great and you don't know the Lord and don't know the promises, you're gonna continue to be in this, unending cycle of trying to make it here. Trying to get your credit right. Now of course, if brothers, is working on their credit while we still here, at the end of the day, our mindset is not here, to build credit, for like 30 years down the line. We're only here now, and we may need good credit, in order to do something here in Babylon the Great. It's just a requirement. But you got people in the world, that really, die hard creditors, because they think 30, 20, or 10 years down the line, they want to buy themselves a house, But you can't, having this truth, it gives us the mindset that, hey, at some point, it's going to be time to let it go. We're not, we're here, but our mindset is not in this cycle, to keep up with everything, keep up with everybody. I believe they call that the herd mentality. But pretty much you're just going with what the rest is going on. Salaki. You're going on with what the rest is going on with. Right? Verse 9 says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And this is what Jake want. Jake want to hear smooth things. They want to hear things that tickle the ear, that won't hurt their feelings much. All right, and that's not gonna cut it with the Lord. Okay, the prophets are old. They were all rough men, and if you have sincere Israelites that hear the word, the true message in a rough way, that means that you're of the Lord's. All right, but you got Jake that's of the world. When they hear the message, and mainly when they hear it in its purest form, which when I say purest form, I mean, not sugar-coated, all right, where brothers are so-called cursing, and that's not even going off, and that's not a sin. That's just harsh language. That's what Paul called rude speech. Paul was a rough man. Whenever he needed to curse, the churches out, he did so accordingly. All right, because Jake was doing wickedness, so Paul had to correct him, and it wasn't going to be a sweet message. When all the prophets were sent to correct the people of Israel, all right, the Israelites, the message wasn't sweet. And you can only imagine, the Lord gonna kill y'all, if y'all don't repent. Like when you see since I don't mean to drag it out, but when you see like the old English, or thee, thou, these terms, though that's not what they spoke in the ancient world, or that's not what our people spoke in the ancient world. They spoke the Paleo Hebrew, so, the prophets were cursing Jake out in the Hebrew, man. So, hey. Shalaki. True leadership, cares about you, and they're gonna do whatever it takes to get the message across, regardless of if it hurts your feelings, Let me get to second Esdras. Well, Lord said, I sent unto you prophets, right? Yahweh Shem Yahushai, sent unto you the true leadership. Because when you look at our people in the world, their leaders, are, rappers, gangbangers, All right, thoughts, of course. Like, and of course, this is what Esau is pushing. This is all the devices of the devil, who funds, these rappers. But when you look at, the female leaders of the rappers, you got Nicki Minaj, you got Beyonce. Shit, now they done up to another level. You got Sexy Red. They're making her the idol art to young girls now, man, to young women. And that show you that the world is completely finished. All right, if a person like Sexy Red, is a leader to, young girls in this age, this has to be the last generation. Humbly speaking. And you got for the dudes, all right, the rappers, you got, Lil Pump, Lil this, Lil that, and it's all a joke. But this is 2 Ezra chapter 1 and verse 32. I sent unto you my servants, the prophets, whom ye have taken and slain and torn their bodies in pieces, whose blood I will require of your hands, saith the Lord. You see? The Lord sent unto you servants, the prophets, and Jake, what they did, they slayed the prophets. And these are the same spirit back here today. They really want to slay the prophets, but, it's not that time yet. But, hey, bet you when that time for persecution come, you're going to have niggas all in the crowd, screaming, crucify him. Today's term, of course. And they were back there, when Yahushua was getting crucified, right? Niggas was in the crowd talking about crucifying. All right? And those same spirits are back here, and they're going to do it to the Lord's men, right? They're going to want to see the Lord's men put to death, incarcerated, locked up. And it's going to be then they're going to know that when these plagues, these judgments starts happening, they're going to know that, oh shit, these were the men of the Lord. Because look, they don't like the message being spoken. They don't like what the prophets are saying. But sooner or later, they're going to acknowledge that, whoa, those guys that, and they might not say it verbally, but in their heart, in their minds, they're going to be thinking, shit, those guys were saying this. I should have listened, right? Ezekiel 33 and verse 33, and it says, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. You see? So when these judgments, and they talking about crucial, hardcore judgments start happening, they're going to know that the Lord, sent prophets among them. They're going to know that, shit, these were the men of the Lord. It's going to be undeniable at that point. All right? And that's when they're going to want to, acknowledge it. But like, how about Shemi Awashai, when he closed that door, that the doors of mercy, it's going to be all out judgment, man. You see, and that's why, prophets, that's why the prophets going so hard now. All right, because when the doors of mercy close, that's it, you're finished. All right? The Lord's going to cause the tongue of the prophet's mouth to cleave to the roof. It's like their tongues to cleave to the roof of their mouth. All right? So, that's pretty much the point. Lord willing, the point has been gotten and the video is edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachakodash. And I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the elect.